Okay, today I'm going to show you how to clean a flounder, and what I'm going to do is what they call the pocket method. We're going to debone it, make a pocket out of it, good for stuffing, have a stuffed flounder. And really all the tools you need something to take the scales off with, get you a fillet knife, good sharp fillet knife, and a pair of kitchen shears. And that's all you really need. So first of all, we're going to start off and do our scaling. Okay, we're going to start off by going and get the scales off, because you can leave the skin on this here, so we're going to go and get something to get the scales off. Especially a small one, they're pretty easy. The big ones are going to be a little bit harder to do. Either way, this little tool right here works pretty good for scaling.
You can get those for $1 at Academy, right at about $1.
And flip it over, do the same thing. We'll get the scales off. Okay, we got it descaled, so now we're going to take the fillet knife. We're going to just run across right behind the fin. And we'll twist it and go and break that backbone, take it off. And doing that, you pretty much got most everything out of there. Get a little bit of a blood pocket there, but that's about it. Alright. Now, what we're going to do, some people cut it down the middle, down this line here, and then cut down to take the bones out. To me, I like it this way. We're going to make one solid fish out of this with a pocket, so you don't have that split down the middle. I'm going to take my knife, I'm going to run it just inside. You got your backbone that runs up, a little spine that runs up down here. I'm going to get to one side of that kind of, and just move the knife in there and run down. You feel that bone. Take that bone, you just run your knife down real slow, real easy, work your way and build a pocket in there. And as you're going down, you'll run right there close to what you can till you see. You can actually see the knife blade because it's thin right in here. You'll see that knife blade going up and down that fin. You don't want to cut through if at all possible. You just want to kind of cut down that thing without cutting all the way through. Cut all the way through, it ain't going to hurt nothing, but you'll have a hole there. And it just looks like a better job by doing without that hole. So you can just run it all the way down, do the same thing all the way down, and go as far as you can practically go with your knife. And of course the bigger fish, you're not going to be able to go as far, but that's okay. We'll show you how to deal with that. But go as far as you can with the knife that you got. This is not a huge flounder, so it's not a hard. Alright, once I got that side done, I start off here, and I'm going to go down that backbone. There's going to be I'm going to kind of make a curve over the backbone where it goes down. So I just work my way over that backbone. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to follow that bone that's laying down this way here. I'm going to just follow that bone and work my way down till you get to this fin. And again, just try not to cut all the way through, but if you do, it ain't going to hurt nothing. But cut it down, and like I said, you can see the knife going up against as you're doing this. You can see where the end of the knife is. So just take it easy and go slow. And that's all of that. Look and see, I got a big pocket in there. Run my fingers in there, I got a big pocket. So now what I'm going to do is turn it over. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to run that knife down. And you might see better on this side here, but you can see a raised spot right here. That's where that knife blade is at. Just kind of run it down what you can. Work it down slow. There. And then go a little bit deeper. Just keep going as far as you can get with the knife is practical. You can actually see when you get down here on that white side of the fish, you can actually see the blade. It's so thin in there. Turn it over the other side. Go over that backbone. And I'm going to work down that same way as the other side. I'm going to work down that bone. Nice and neat. That's it. If you look and see, I got a pocket on both sides. Alright, next you get your shears. You got your pocket in there both sides. I'm going to get my shears. I'm going to just reach inside with these shears and start cutting bone out. And it don't have to be a certain length, just from the edge. You just cut down the bone, what you can, and go as far as practical. It don't have to go all the way. Just go as far as you can with these little kitchen shears. And do the same thing on the other side. You just cutting the bone. Okay. Now I cut the bones. I cut down about here say, and like I said, bigger fish you still only going to cut a little ways down, or you can kind of fold them and cut some more, but you don't really necessarily have to. What you do is just start flipping it over. You notice I just flip it like a pair of socks. You take the bone here and just pull, and you pull down till you get to the tail. And if you had a bigger fish, you can still pull, and it's going to rip the bones away from it. So once you do that, just cut it. You look there, there's no meat on that bone. Cut it all off. So all the fish is here. Now, the only thing you need to look for now, if you look, you got all these where the fins were on both sides. You got these little spines here, and that's all bone. So what I'm going to do, while I got it flipped inside out, I'm going to just use the shears. I'm going to cut that bone off. Them little bones. That's the part you don't really want to eat because they're hard to get. When you go to cook them and try to eat around those, a little bit harder. Cut the one side, flip it over, same thing. You see all these little bones here? Ideally you don't want those when you go to cook it, so flip it. And if you have to clean it up a little bit, that's fine, because sometimes you'll leave a little bone when you go to get the backbone. This pretty much got it. So I'm going to go and get the shears and cut the bone. And you don't have to cut, if you try to cut it too close to the edge, you can cut into the meat and you're going to rip him apart. So just leave a little bit. Leave an 1/8 inch, leave a 1/16 inch, something. Just cut a little bit and leave some, because that ain't enough bone to hurt anything. You're not going to even know it's there. Okay. Now Flounder's got a big old bone. Big old hook bone here. It's a tough bone too, so always right up here. So let me just cut that off and get rid of that. That's it. You got it flipped around inside. You can wash it out, clean it now, or you can do it later, but you just flip it back when you're through. Flip it just like you would a sock. You got a whole flounder there, ready for stuffing. All you got to do, you freeze it just like that after you clean it. Stick the stuff in it, freeze it with the stuff in it, or thaw it out later, or cook it right then. But you can stuff it, put your stuffing in there, you cook him up, and he's ready. That's it.